Okay.
This video is going to show you how to do three basic electrical checks, measuring volts, ohms, and amps. To do this, you need to have a DVOM digital volt ohm meter. This is an auto-ranging meter, so you need to interpret the reading. So come on in there, Ben, a little bit there. So first thing we're going to do is measure voltage. So we need to put our black lead in the common. It's always going to live there the whole time. The red lead we're going to put in volts. Then of course we need to turn our DVOM on to DC volts. So now we're going to go ahead and measure the voltage in this battery, and this is going to be what they call a parallel hookup. We're just going to take the leads and we're going to go ahead and just put it right on the battery, and the voltage that we measure will be the voltage of the battery. And of course we never want to do any kind of electrical checks on a battery if it has less than 12.4 volts. So let's go ahead over to the car. So we're going to put our red lead on positive, our black lead on negative. There again, just hook it right up. And this has 12.5 volts. So we can do any kind of test on this vehicle that we need to, because this battery is almost fully charged. Okay, that's the first one. Now we're going to measure amperage the next time. So this one, we need to move our red lead over to where it says amps. Notice the noise the DVOM is making. That's telling us we're hooked up wrong. We don't want to do damage to the vehicle or the component we're checking or the DVOM. So we're going to move this over to amps. Now for amps, we need to go ahead and do what they call a series hookup. We need to direct the voltage. The amperage is leaving battery positive, going out through the car, coming back to ground, and back into the battery there. So on a low amperage circuit, like a parasitic draw or measuring low amperage, we're going to divert the electricity through the DVOM. So we do this by hooking it up right like this. And we see right now here we have 0.052 amps flowing through the circuit. In other words, 52 milliamps. Okay, that's for amperage, and that also checks for a parasitic draw. Now the next one we're going to do is for resistance. So we need to turn our DVOM back to resistance and hook it up again. And we're going to measure the resistance of the coil primary windings on this. And we see that we have 1.7 ohms. Notice there's no K or M, so that's exactly what we have there. Now we're going to measure the secondary coil resistance. And here we see that we have, go ahead and look at the DVOM, that we have 9.14 K ohms. So that the K means 1,000. So what we need to do is move that decimal point 3 to the right. So what we have in the secondary resistance, the resistance of the secondary of this coil is 9,130 ohms. That's the three basic measurements there. Go ahead and hit the button, Ben.